What's up, welcome back to Nowstalgia. Dave here with a review of the Underachievers' new album, Homecoming. The Underachievers rap duo, Issa Gold, aka The Savior, Brooklyn, New York's finest. You know, the Underachievers, they've been away for about 5 years or so as a duo. There's been some solo music from them, more from AK. Some of that's on streaming, some of that's on SoundCloud. They've been around, but really it's been quiet for the Underachievers since 2019. Their last project was The Lords of Flatbush 3, that mixtape, and Homecoming. I'm not even sure. Is this an album? Is this a mixtape? It's pretty short. It's under 30 minutes, but they're back. And after, again, the last time they were around was 2019. We're talking like their last project, their work with the Beast Coast for the Beast Coast album. It's been a minute, and I've been a big fan of the Underachievers ever since they came out. I mean, shit, at this point, I've been listening to them for like 12 years or so. Herb Shuttles was that 2013. It's been a long time, right? And I've seen them live twice, 2017 in Boston. I saw them as on part of the Beast Coast tour. Big fan. I think the core appeal of the Underachievers has not really changed. They're just a really energetic rap duo when they go hard with their music, but they also have this more ethereal, vibey side to them. They haven't really gotten as large as the Beast Coast contemporaries, right? Obviously, Joey Badass's profile has grown quite a bit. The Flatbush Zombies as well have been really established with a really large, loyal fan base at this point. Underachievers, though, a little bit more under the radar, but man, like, I'll just always ride for all of that Beast Coast crew because like when I think back on like when they came up, right? And like I remember it so vividly, like the online excitement about the Underachievers when, their first mixtape Indigoism comes out. People are like, yo, you gotta hear Herb Shuttles, you gotta hear Gold Soul Theory. These guys got next, and they did. And then did they ever blow up in a mainstream sense? No, not really, but they were like internet rap gold for a long time. And like I just think about like that time in hip hop when you had all of the Beast Coast acts rising up, people affiliated with them, like an ASAP Mob, like an Action Bronson, right? New York was so hot and so great, rap wise, with all those new faces back then. Then kind of on the same side of things, on the other side of the country, LA, TDE with all the black hippie guys. Of course, Kendrick, Schoolboy, J Rock, Absol. You had that happening. Again, you had the same thing happening with Odd Future, with Tyler and Earl. Like, man, what a time that was for rap. I thought the Underachievers, again, maybe not the most famous of anyone popping at that time, but like, big fan of them, right? And they've always given you like a handful of bangers every project. Primarily, what I've always gravitated towards from them, whether it's a Take Your Place, Packs, Play That Way, Crescendo, like just go through the projects. They got some hits, and I mean that's what makes them so great live, just because it's just like banger after banger after banger. And yet, I think from a project standpoint, the Underachievers have maybe been a little bit different than that, right? It's like they'll still give you some bangers, but they've clearly, grown up and experienced a lot of life as they've been rapping for over 10 years at this point, and they speak about those experiences and getting older a little bit. The Underachievers' latest album, Homecoming, does a great job of showcasing the growth that these two guys have gone through as men. Is this album as energetic and fast paced as some of their most popular songs? No, it's not, to be honest. The music certainly got more vibey, more jazzy, and not that they haven't done stuff like that before, but back then it was, I think, more of like a druggy vibe, right? They actually talk more about kind of moving beyond that on a song like Vices. But when Issa Gold and AK The Savior turn it up a little bit, when that bass gets a little heavier, when the flow gets a little harder, they still got it and they can still bring it. And I think on a song like Brand New, on a song like Wisher, which almost has some drill production to it, these guys can still spit, man, and I'm a big fan of them. I'll always be a big fan of them. I definitely prefer it when the energy is high, and I know, of course, they always will deliver that when they perform. Some of the more storytelling songs, they're certainly cool and well made, but they're just not the types of songs I always want to go back to from UA because I love the high end bangers that they can make so well. I will say, though, my biggest criticism of all of this is the album cover. I mean, you have these two dudes rocking Los Angeles gear. AK's wearing a Lakers jacket and Issa's got like LA Dodgers stuff on. I mean, what the fuck, man? These guys are supposed to rep New York, they're supposed to rep Beast Coast. I can't support that. I cannot condone that at all. That being said, Yeah, man, I'm just happy they're back. I hope they go on tour. They've only announced a few shows. Like, I hope they go on tour beyond like New York and LA, which is what they have right now. They haven't done their own like headlining tour, I believe, since I last saw them in 17. After that it was the Beast Coast tour, and then there's been like nothing consistent, since then. So we'd love to see them. They're fucking sick in a small venue, so I can hope. But yeah, in terms of the songs themselves, I mentioned Vices. I think that the jazzy trumpets on that with that drum kit sounds really cool, and talking about like aging and addiction, or at least addiction as a concept. Not really saying that they were ever addicted to anything, but it sounds pretty cool. I like the song chorus on it. Brand New, I think, is one of my favorites. I think AK's flow got a little faster on that one and sounds really good. I think the bass hits really hard. Wisher, I think that's more of an Issa song, but AK comes in and he's super hard again. I love the way the beat bitches down at the end of the song. Megatron, jazzy again, got some like flute and tambourine and twinkly keys. Sweepers, bass gets hard here once again. I think Issa almost giving like a deeper voice with this one, and then I think AK's flow actually is like super crazy on this. In general, I actually think it's like one of AK's best Underachievers projects in a while. I think Issa has kind of grabbed the spotlight in many respects in the last handful of years with their music, but I think AK did great on this. And again, they both always like have a high floor with their music because they're such capable rappers. But I was pretty impressed with AK on this, to be honest. So yeah, Underachievers, Homecoming. Will I revisit this as much as their older stuff? No, of course I won't. But like, I'm just happy it's here, and I think there's some good stuff on here, stuff that I think will be revisited. And I think if I think about the Underachievers, like their catalog, which is quite vast at this point between all their albums and mixtapes, you always grab a song or two from each project, and then you put them all together, and that's a lot of great songs. And I think we'll take a few from this and keep adding it to that pot. But let me know, what'd you think of the Underachievers' latest album, Homecoming? What'd you like most about it? And for more rap reviews, more music reviews, subscribe. And I'll see you next time.